Oh, baby. Live from the YouTubes. It's 2024. It's 2024. This is the first live stream of the year. I'm here. I think everything's working. You guys let me know if everything's working in the comments section like we always do. And man, it's nice to see some familiar faces in the chat. It's nice to see some familiar faces in general. Thank you all so much for being here on this Sunday, a holiday weekend for a lot of people. A snowy weekend, and we're going to try to work our way through another live stream, baby. Let's go. If you guys are here right now, if you want to support the video and you know, try to help out this channel the best way you can, the best way to do that is dropping a like, subscribing, all those things that all the YouTubers say. But also, if you guys want to make sure I see your questions, Super Chat is the best way to do that. Otherwise, you guys ask away. And we're going to get to some questions today. We're going to talk about movies. And tonight is the Critics' Choice Awards. That's a pretty big deal. So if you all want to talk about that, I think that would be a really fun thing to talk about. Or Oscars in general. I think that would be amazing. But it's nice to be back for another live stream. And hopefully, man, if you guys start dropping that like, hopefully we can expand out. Just because it's hard to get the live streams out there nowadays. I've found that out. I don't know why. I don't know why the algorithm is working in that way. But hopefully the longer we go today, the more we're going to be able to push this out to the masses and get more people on board, make it a bigger rodeo. But I want to see who's here. How are you all doing? Connor's here. He says, sup, Austin. Chris is here. He says, yo, saw Wonka. I'm in the minority. I hated it. That's okay, Chris. That's all right. We're okay with that here. I liked it. I enjoyed it. And my wife liked it. Didn't think she would like it, but she really enjoyed it. Nolan saying, yes, sir. Let's go. Vanessa with the hard-hitting questions already. Past lives, any chance at a Best Picture nom? My answer, Vanessa, is yes. We'll talk about Best Picture nominations here in just a bit. DJ saying, hey. Andy saying hello. Nolan saying, let's go once again. Austin, you're back. Yeah, I'm back. Better than ever, baby. Yeah, I'm fine. But I'm happy to be here, man. I'm happy it's a new year. January has been crazy so far. So many movies already. A lot of them that I've put on my Letterboxd list but haven't exactly reviewed yet. But I'm on it with the Letterboxd reviews this year, man. I'm going to try to keep that up. Adam says, YouTube stream. Let's go. Let's go, Adam. Thanks so much for being here. We're not going to have as long of a live stream today. We're going to keep it shorter than normal just because I got some things going on. But I want to get to some of these questions. Collie Wally, what's going on? Gary, what's going on, Gary? Thanks for being here. All these familiar faces and the new people. Hey, if you're new, if you want to, let's see, if you want to like and subscribe, that's what people say on YouTube. It really does make a difference. And let's see where we are on the likes. We're at 18. Hey, I think we could do better than that. I think we could do 18, 19, 20 likes. Can we get 20 on the live stream today? My goal by the end is 50, but we have 71 people here. And I know we have some questions. No super chats just yet, but if I get one and I miss one, you guys let me know as always. But let's scroll on up here and asking a question. I'm Soma Kumaran. How you doing? What do you think about Timothée Chalamet? I like him. I didn't think he was capable of the range that we saw in Wonka. Not that I thought he was just a bad actor, but I'm like, okay, let's see him do something different. At first, I was hesitant, didn't love the trailers, but I thought he did a nice job. I think Timothée Chalamet is a really good actor, and he's just, at this point, he's at the height of his popularity, and I don't think that's going away anytime soon. Aaron says, I hope Cillian wins tonight. I was so torn on who to vote for at the Critics' Choice Awards for Best Actor. I was Paul Giamatti over here, Cillian Murphy over here, and ultimately, I put it on Twitter, so you may already know my answer here. Ultimately, I went with my heart, and my heart told me to go with Paul Giamatti. So that's where we were there. I don't know if I made the right choice. I feel like Cillian's going to get it tonight. I feel like Cillian's going to win, and this could be a precursor to the Oscars, but it was very, very tough. One of the toughest votes I've ever had to give on anything. Austin, I got you 20 more subs. Frankie, how you doing? Thank you, Frankie. I appreciate it. Very, very sweet. Sully Streams. How we doing, AB? Thoughts on Mickey 17 being delayed? Assuming it's because of an awards push, but I want it now. Sully, I was devastated. Frankly, I kind of saw it coming, but I'm like, nah, they're not going to do it. We're going to get this movie, you know, Bong Joon-ho, Robert Pattinson, they're going to deliver, and they will deliver. They will probably deliver, but I was still devastated because this was a movie that I wanted to see ASAP, and now we're getting it as soon as maybe 2024, so ASA 2024 by the end, but possibly an early January release in 2025, which again stinks, but hey, maybe if I go to a film festival this year, we'll see what happens. Has baby Burke seen her first movie yet? Yes, she has. Well, she doesn't comprehend what's going on, but I've had her seated next to me while I've been watching movies, and she focuses on the colors, the pretty colors on the TV screen. She likes that, so don't know what she's doing, thinking about while that's going on, but yeah, she's seen plenty of movies with me. She's my movie watching partner, my shopping partner, my everything partner, and it's been a great time so far. DJ said, I got a new computer. That's awesome, DJ. You know, I want a new computer. We're working on that, trying to save up enough to get a new computer because mine is slowly crashing and burning, but we're still doing this live stream, so it hasn't crashed and burned just yet, knock on wood. It's coming one of these days. Noah with the football question. Do we have a chance against the Bills? Talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know, Noah. I don't know. I'm very nervous. I think there is a chance. I really do. Do I expect a victory? It's hard to expect that without your best player and without the best player in the world. That's DJ Watt. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. All I know is that the Browns lost yesterday. Not going to say any more than that. But it was sweet. Where's the Iron Claw love? Man, you know, Shane, it hurts. It hurts because the Iron Claw was genuinely one of the best movies of 2023, a top 5 film in my opinion, and it's just nowhere to be seen in this awards race. Frankly, it's appalling and it pisses me off because it's such an outstanding film. I just think the release strategy, the release schedule, A24 putting its focus elsewhere, all of that is combining to hurt the Iron Claw, and it stinks. It really, really stinks. But I would not expect a Zac Efron nomination this year, even though my heart wants it more than anything, and I put him in my Critics' Choice votes, yada, yada, yada. I tried, people. I really tried. Tried to get the Iron Claw up there, even before it came out. I had seen it 2 or 3 weeks prior. I was trying to push that agenda. Didn't happen. Not happening. It stinks. Chris said, I saw Joyride and loved it. Yeah, I enjoyed Joyride. I didn't love it. Thought it was good. Thought it was funny. Not quite as funny as people made me think it was going to be, but I enjoyed it. It was one of those good movies from last year. Do you think Danielle Deadwyler, Viola Davis style, let's see, will there be a Daniela Deadwyler, Viola Davis style snub, I assume you mean, on Oscar morning? Man, I don't know. I'm starting to think maybe Leonardo DiCaprio could get snubbed. I'm starting to think, and it should be Zac Efron in that conversation. I'm starting to think it is going to be a Coleman Domingo over a Leonardo DiCaprio snub come Oscar morning. And it's not that far of a reach. It's not that big of a snub because Coleman Domingo was incredible. I just think Leo gave maybe a better performance. Now, Jeffrey Wright, I believe, is in. He's in that 4th slot. I don't think that's a snub. I don't think that's a Leo snub. I don't think that's a Zac Efron snub. I think Jeffrey Wright should be in this conversation. He's that good in American fiction. Coleman Domingo is great, but when you're talking about the best of the year, it's hard to say that Coleman Domingo was indeed better than Leo. That is an argument, and it's a sound argument to be made, but I'm on Team Leo here. I hope Leo gets it. I hope Zac Efron gets it. Don't think it's going to happen, but man, that's going to be a big thing. And who knows, man? I think supporting actor there could be a snub as well. I'm starting to get a little nervous about Mark Ruffalo, man. Mark Ruffalo not getting that love this week is a tough pill to swallow. They went with Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe just got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. A lot of things going in his favor right now. So I'm starting to think actor and supporting actor, we could see some snubs across the board. We'll talk about that more in my Oscar predictions video where I'm going to go with that. I have no idea yet. I am terrified. Let's see what happens at the Critics' Choice Awards tonight. Hey, Austin, any chance the future Mattel toy movies aren't disappointing? What do they need to do to succeed? Well, it's a big question. It's a loaded question because there's a lot of things they need to do to succeed. First of all, don't just make these movies because you want to capitalize on the success of Barbie. Well, that's what they're doing. We have to accept that. That's the goal here, is to make money, and they're going to probably do well, not as well as Barbie. But beyond that, you have to hire the right writers. Don't just hire writers to crank these movies out. Hire writers that have a little bit of passion for the source material, toys, a little bit of passion for the toys, or hire writers that have Greta Gerwig, Noah Baumbach ideas. That's a hard thing to do. I don't know if they can do that, but if they can, then these movies may have a chance at succeeding. Otherwise, well, we're in trouble. Hey, Austin, will the MCU bounce back? I think it will bounce back. You know, we're always saying this. It's in the gutter. Guardians of the Galaxy comes out. All right, we're back. Secret Invasion comes out. We're in the gutter again. Loki comes out. Oh, my God, we're back. And then the same night, The Marvels comes out. Well, we're in the gutter. I'm not going to say Echo put him back in the gutter, but I was disappointed with Echo. I did see the final 2 episodes. I think a little better than episodes 2 and 3, but it didn't really raise my score all that much. I'm still stuck in more of a rotten score than a fresh score. And I know I'm in the minority there. A lot of people gave it a fresh score on Rotten Tomatoes. I just wasn't a big fan of what they did. I'll say this. I was a big fan of what they tried to do with the character. Execution-wise, didn't quite work. I just want to point out, I am wearing my glasses because I can't see, and frankly, my eyes hurt when I try to look at a computer for too long. They are broken, so I did tape them. My wife and I were, I like to get under her skin. I like to prank my wife and mess around with her. We were messing around, and so she accidentally kind of hit my glasses off my head. They smashed into 2 pieces. She proceeded to laugh until she cried. I laughed until I cried. It was frankly a hilarious moment. I wish it was on tape. It was so funny. But they're broke, so I had to tape them. So new glasses are on the way. New cheap glasses, because I can't afford big ones. How excited are we for the Paul Thomas Anderson, Leonardo DiCaprio collab? Before I answer that question, hey, we are at 34 likes. Let's pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers. We got to get those numbers up. I want to be at least half the likes of the viewers. The viewers is 80. We got to get those numbers up to 40. So let's get them likes up to 40 right now, baby. Come on. 34, 35, baby. We're raising. Let's go, baby. Come on. We can do this. I don't blame you for leaving. Kali Wally. All right. We've hit the first super chat of the day. Kali Wally, my man. Thanks for being here, Kali Wally. TikTok star. After my 5th viewing of Oppenheimer yesterday, I've decided to order a copy of the official screenplay. I'm looking forward to reading it in depth. Well, funny you say that, Kali Wally. I have the screenplay here. I may have taken it upstairs because your boy was reading it, but I got this, which is an absolutely beautiful, as this Variety magazine falls as well. We'll go ahead and put that on the ground. Absolutely beautiful book called Unleashing Oppenheimer. And to give you a little insight, let's open this baby up to give you a little insight as to what this is. We've got beautiful stills, frames from the film. And then we've got a little behind the scenes look at all of the integral scenes of the movie. So we've got the Los Alamos location. We've got some behind the scenes stuff with Christopher Nolan and the actors. An absolutely gorgeous book. Now, that's not the screenplay. Again, I've got the screenplay around here somewhere. It's somewhere here. But I would say, from what I have read from the screenplay and seeing kind of that translation after watching it again, let me tell you this. Worth it. Worth it. I'm so glad you ordered it. You're going to love it. I think it's going to really not make a big difference in how you feel about the movie, obviously, but really just kind of enhance your thoughts and feelings. Like, how a movie like that comes together, to me, is just as fascinating as the movie itself. The process, the casting, the actors, and then the behind the scenes. It's a gorgeous still as well. God, I could hang that. Yeah, I would say it's absolutely worth getting that screenplay. Really, really good movie to watch multiple times, just because it's such a big, filled up film. It's one of those you have to watch multiple times to soak it in. Kali Wally, you're going to love it. You're going to absolutely love that screenplay. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thanks for your support. Awesome stuff. Is that the legend? Is that the legend himself, Rocky McFly? Rocky McFly's back, baby! With the super chat, Rocky McFly, you're awesome. Thanks for your support. With your support and everyone who leaves a super chat today, I am one step closer to buying a new computer, which I desperately need. My frames are dropping on this. I hope they're not dropping for you all. I hope it's just dropping on my screen. So thank you, Rocky McFly, for your super chat, for your channel support. Means a ton. You really genuinely are helping the channel. And just so you guys know, all proceeds goes right back into everything you see here. And hey, maybe this is the year that I not only get a new laptop, maybe this is the year that I get a brand spanking new camera. I'm also doing a wedding business on the side, so I need one for that. I need one for YouTube. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Rocky McFly. Sorry if this is a bit of a big question, so you don't have to answer it if you don't want to, but how would you rank the Guillermo del Toro movies? Oh man, that is a big question, Rocky McFly. Let's go top 3. Let me see if I have an official ranking here on my letterbox. That's where I'm always checking. We'll go to Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, go to lists, see if we have any lists. I don't think I have them ranked, but let me see if I can pull them all up here to my ratings. Oh my goodness. This is tough. I would say top 3 off the top of my head, not having an official ranking. So I want you all to know that I don't have an official ranking. And you guys, please let me know your rankings of Del Toro's movies down below, top 3, top 5, whatever you want to do. My number 1 Del Toro movie is probably, I got to go Pan's Labyrinth. Pan's Labyrinth, it's one of those films that I got to a bit later. So it came out in 2006. I was 11 years old. I did not watch it in 2006. Frankly, I was terrified of the thought of Pan's Labyrinth. Just watching those trailers and seeing that, again, 11 years old, scared to death of stuff like that. Now, granted, I watched my horror movies and they petrified me. But for some reason, seeing this specific poster and this specific, look at this. Let's see. Look at that, man. Look at, I don't know if you can see it. That's terrifying. The practical effects, the prosthetics, man, as an 11-year-old, that's got to be number 1. That did its job on me. Higher up in my rankings, but they wouldn't be in the top 3. Really enjoyed Blade 2. I thought that was a nice spin. I liked Nightmare Alley. Now, it's not in my top 3, but I think Nightmare Alley is a really good film. Pacific Rim is a great example of a good blockbuster, fun blockbuster, one that established a world that could have been explored. The sequel didn't do it much justice, but really fun movie. You know, I don't know if I can put this at number 2, to be honest with you, but I might put Pinocchio at number 2. Pinocchio was such a beautiful film. One of my favorite movies of last year. It was a gorgeous, just a gorgeous experience in general. And it may be my favorite version of Pinocchio in general. So Pinocchio may be 2. And, you know, I was thinking, let's go Shape of Water at number 3, because, you know, as a Best Picture winning film, it deserves a lot of the love that it gets. But thinking about it and looking at this list of films and talking about Pacific Rim, maybe Pacific Rim is number 3. Maybe I would put Pacific Rim at number 3, because it didn't change blockbusters, but it gave us a new look and a new feel for these big, massive Godzilla-style movies where they're taking on these monsters. And just recalling the time that I had in the theater back in 2013, going and watching that with my dad and my brother, man, we had just the best time. It was so cool. I think it elevated Charlie Hunnam to a bigger status. He was already, you know, kind of at the top or near the top of like the really good TV actors that we want to see do something more. And not that Pacific Rim was a huge boost to how we thought of him as an actor, but the guy can kind of not carry a blockbuster, but do a really nice job. You got Idris Elba in there as well. So really enjoyed Pacific Rim, man. I like that movie a lot. It might be my number 3. But what is your all's top 3, top 5 Guillermo del Toro movies? Rocky McFly with the banger question. One of these days we'll have to do a huge rating. Austin, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Felipe. Thank you for being here. Have you seen Hell House? No, I have not seen Hell House. That is one that me see here. That is one that I've really wanted to see, and I have not seen it yet. So let's see. What are your thoughts on Screen X? Never seen a movie, never seen a Screen X film. So I can't give you thoughts. I've seen a lot of IMAX, a lot of Cinemark XD, a lot of D-Box in Cinemark, a lot of those things. Here's Nolan's ranking. Pan's Labyrinth 1, Shape of Water 2, Pinocchio at 3. Leave your lists down below. Felipe says, what's your level of excitement for Daredevil Born Again now that they're going to have Jon Bernthal? And yes, we've got Eldon Henson and Deborah Ann Wall back. That is I don't know if that's completely confirmed. That is a rumor right now, but so I do want to say that. But if it's true, man, oh man, that is an awesome thing to see. Sarthi with the great question. When you think of your, when do you think your top 100 video is coming out? I have a lot of work to do on that list, but this year, hopefully early this year, I'm thinking first quarter. We're thinking business terms, first quarter of this year. That's what I hope to see happen. The next super chat of the day from Marathan just finished MLOM. What is MLOM? What is that? What are we doing here? MLOM. My Life of Mars? What are we doing here? Is that a movie? Is that a TV show? I'm sorry, guys. Somebody help me out with what MLOM is. Somebody help me. Listen, I know it should be obvious. My Life of Martha. The Manlo, don't know. We'll get back to that question. Somebody help me out there. Do you think Godzilla -1 has any Oscar chance from Shane? I don't know if it can win Best Visual Effects, but we'll consider it a win. We'll consider it a win if it gets nominated. I'll consider that a win because that's a film that, 2 months ago, I wouldn't have even thought about it being in the conversation. I didn't have a lot of faith in what this movie would be. I should have, but I consider it a win if it gets a nomination. Now, if it gets the win, you're going to see me jumping up and down. Pure joy. But I just don't know if it can do it. Oh, Monarch Legacy of Monsters. Oh, I really enjoyed that show. You said it was insufferable. Man, no, I really enjoyed that show. Here's my issue with the Godzilla universe. You got to the acronyms thing, man. Y'all just got to spell it out for me from now on because MLOM, I never in a million years would have thought of Monarch Legacy of Monsters. I just called it Monarch. I like that show, and here's why. The human characters were interesting. Now, am I one that wants a lot of human characters in a Godzilla story? No, but I don't think this was really a Godzilla story. I think this was more about what's going on behind the scenes with Monarch and that focus. So I still have 2 episodes left, by the way, on the show. So maybe the end was terrible and I'm just talking out of my butt. But from what I've seen, I've really enjoyed it. I think it's good writing, good human characters. Not a ton of monsters, fine. There's one episode that I didn't love. It was a more recent episode that I watched. I'm like, okay. But if they cap it off, I'll end up liking it. Is it in my top 10 of the year at this point? No, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I got to disagree with you there. But hey, that's what this is all about. I appreciate it. The main trio is insufferable. I could see that. Yeah, I could see the main trio just being like, kind of rolling your eyes here and there. But yeah, DJC says, Kurt and Wyatt Russell are the best parts of Monarch. I completely agree. Robert, hey, Austin, how you doing? Haven't caught a stream in a while. We haven't done one in a while, Robert. This is the first one we've done in about a month, maybe a month on the dot. I think I did one like December 13th, something like that. So yeah, it's been a bit. Thanks for being here, Robert. Appreciate it. If you guys want to spread the love, drop in the likes, man. We're already over 50 likes today. I consider that a win, a victory. 80 viewers, 50 likes. That's pretty good. If you guys want to drop a like, that would be awesome. And we're going to get to these, the rest of these super chats. I promise you. Just want to highlight some of the people that just joined the stream, just dropped a chat. Hey, Austin, what do you think is the best Arnold Schwarzenegger movie? I am going to say Terminator 2. Terminator 2 is an amazing film. It is a masterclass of how to do sci-fi, into the world apocalyptic type situation with compelling characters, great writing. Terminator 2 is an awesome, awesome movie. Don't even have to think about that one. just because I'm thinking of my favorites list, and that's definitely high on there. I didn't really like how Monarch ended. Ooh, see, now that gets me a little scared because I haven't seen the final 2 episodes. Enjoyed the first few episodes, though. Yeah, see where I'm at. Really enjoyed it. Making me nervous. Making me really nervous. Austin, how would you rank the MonsterVerse now that Monarch has ended? I would still say my favorite is the first Gareth-directed Godzilla movie. That's my favorite. Monarch is definitely up there. I would say Monarch is second or third because I didn't really love King of the Monsters. Godzilla vs. Kong was fun, but there wasn't much to it. Kong Skull Island, I think, is a little overrated. It's fine. None of these movies are terrible, but I think King of the Monsters is just not very good, and so on and so forth. So I'd say Godzilla then Monarch, but again, I haven't seen the final 2 episodes. Godzilla 2014 is great. I think it's very good. I don't know if I would throw out the word great, but I think very, very good, Felipe. Hey, Austin, you are awesome. You're awesome. Thanks for being here. Have you seen Warrior? And how do you think it will do on Netflix? If you are talking about the TV series, I am not caught up. What I have seen is amazing. Not caught up. Hope it does well. I would love to see more from this TV show, but again, I got to catch up first. But yeah, I hate the fact that the idea of it being canceled was even thrown out in the first place. It makes me mad. I hope it does well. Will the Critics' Choice and Emmys repeat all the TV winners from the Golden Globes? Well, yeah, I mean, if you think about the big winners here, The Bear, big winners. Succession, big winners. Beef, big winners. And I think that process is going to repeat. Now, you're going to see maybe some different victors in there. I think Sarah Snook is getting it. Kieran may not be fully safe. So on and so forth. But The Bear, actors, and the show itself, I think, is going to win. Beef, actors, show itself, I think, is going to win. Succession, most of it's going to be consistent, but you might see some different winners in there overall. But yeah, I think it's going to be very, very similar, to be honest with you. Also, I would like to ask, how come your reviews you put in entertainment, resonance, and how come for your reviews you put in entertainment, resonance, and audience accessibility? Nolan, I think the biggest thing for me is when I watch a movie, in general, is I want to be entertained. I want to, as my voice cracks, puberty's crazy at 28. I want to be entertained, but with entertainment, you have to have a caveat because not all movies are built to entertain, to be the most fun time you've ever had. I think of Schindler's List. That would not score very high on the entertainment scale. But with that, I have to put emotional resonance. How does it resonate with me emotionally along with entertainment? So if the movie's not built to be entertaining, I can't give it a high mark for entertainment. But if it's built to resonate with you emotionally and affect you on that level, I can give it a high score. And so that's very important for me. That's why it's the biggest number in the way that I score movies, is because you watch movies to either be emotionally affected or entertained one way or the other, or both. It's a magical Top Gun Maverick type of mixture. All right. I think that's a big deal. Audience accessibility, movies, you know, if I'm watching a movie specifically for kids and it's doing a brilliant job of not being too stupid, but hitting that target audience of kids, still maintaining a little bit there for adults, but you've got my well, now he's older. He's a lot older, but at the time, like my 10-year-old cousin, if he loves it, didn't make me feel dumb, and you can tell the writing is genuine, I'm going to give it a high score because it hits its audience, nails its audience. Kids' movies are built for kids. Adult movies are built for adults. Some movies aren't necessarily built for me, but I can't knock them in that specific category because it wasn't built for me to start with. So, and that's a fine line I walk sometimes. It's like, yeah, the movie wasn't necessarily for me, so I'm going to give it a low mark here and a low mark here. But in terms of audience, specific audience score out of 10, well, I got to give it an 8 because it was made for that audience. It does a good job. I'm just going to give it a lower score for entertainment or or emotions. But yeah, that's how I grade. Not everybody's going to do the same thing. I just think it's really important to say, hey, man, I'm watching a kid's movie, and a lot of kids' movies do a great job of appealing to adults. But is my daughter, when she's 5 years old, going to love this? And is it not going to make me feel dumb? If that's the case, you nailed it, man. Clifford the Big Red Dog. I didn't love the movie. It was fine. It wasn't very good, but I think it nailed the audience that it was going for. So higher mark there, right? Great question. Nolan, I love it. I love the question. Next super chat from Blake. Blake, I love your profile picture. What do you think happened to J.J. Abrams? Yeah, that's a great question. He had so many projects lined up. Did Rise of Skywalker really hurt him, and do you think he'll make a comeback? I do. I don't think we've seen the last of J.J. Abrams. Brilliant mind, brilliant original writer. I think some of these original projects and some of the scripts that J.J. Abrams has written is really, really good. Are really, really good. Grammar, Austin. The first Star Trek is still one that I loved so much, man. Great way to bring those characters back. Now, you're working with IPs that people hold very close to their hearts. Hit water break. Today's flavor is pineapple. I also have a cavity, so every time I eat or drink, it hurts. But yeah, man, bringing these IPs, changing them up a little bit, I think he did a great job of. Rise of Skywalker did not work. There's no denying. People enjoyed it. That's fine. But for me, there's no denying that movie did not work. Was it bad enough to kill his career? I don't think it was. I feel like J.J. Abrams still has a lot to offer. The movie landscape, the production landscape, he's still got his production company, and I expect to see more original projects from him, but that's kind of what I want to see at this point. We've seen Star Trek, we've seen Star Wars. Let's go back to, let's do another Super 8. Let's do something really original, get that sci-fi brain working, rocking and rolling, and bring us something super original. That's what I want to see, Blake. So it's a great question. I think J.J. Abrams is one of the more fun filmmakers working right now, even though we haven't seen a lot from him. But it's a fantastic question. Hey, thanks for the super chat. Thanks for the support. Means a lot to me, means a lot to the channel. And man, I love some of these questions that we're getting today. Let's swing away from the super chats for just a second. What's your thoughts on Tom Cruise partnering with Warner Brothers from DJC? I love it. I think it's great. I want to see what kind of projects we come up with. Hey, are we doing Edge of Tomorrow too? Are we not going to call it that? I want to see that. Of course, I want to see some of these sequels. A little hesitant on Top Gun Maverick 3. That's not Warner Brothers, obviously. But let's see some original projects. I want to see Tom Cruise once again. It's been 20 years. Play a villain. That's what I want to see Tom Cruise do. And just right on cue, Top Gun 3 thoughts. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to be excited for it. I'm scared to death. I'm so nervous. Top Gun Maverick was lightning in a freaking bottle, man, and I just don't know what they're going to do. Rin Geekness says, Edge of Top Gun. Let's combine both projects and do them both. Listen, these sequels make me nervous. I want to see Edge of Tomorrow too. Top Gun 3, man. Woo! Do we just focus on Rooster and Hangman? Is that what we're going to do? I'd be cool with that, but Tom Cruise wants to be a big part of it. I want Tom Cruise to do some drama, some serious drama. Yeah, I want to see that big time. Austin, are you still planning to do an overall best top 10 series list for 2023? Definitely, it's going to be this week. I postponed that only because I wanted to finish The Curse, and I finished The Curse. So now we're going to cover Critics' Choice Awards tonight/tomorrow morning. We are going to record that video tomorrow probably and get my top 10 TV series out for 2023. And then we got to look forward to 2024, so we're going to do a most anticipated list. Appreciate you guys for staying on me for that. I promise I'm going to get it out. It's a great question. Here's what I want to see, Team Rainbow. Beautiful, beautiful way to put it. Tom Cruise back in something like Magnolia. To this day, I think the best Tom Cruise performance is Magnolia. I genuinely believe that is just the best that we have seen from the man himself. It was freaking fantastic. Sorry if you're throwing in a Joe Coy was awful. Yes. I don't want to hound the guy any further. He's already getting enough flack, so he doesn't need any more from me. He doesn't know who I am. He's got a lot more success than I'll ever have. But yeah, I didn't like that. I thought it wasn't very good. Starred. Let's go back to these starred comments. I try to keep them all in a little category just so I don't miss them. And the next super chat of the day. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for the likes. If we hit 60, We're at 59 likes. Let's get that. Let's pump those numbers up, man. Those are rookie numbers. We got to get those numbers up to 70 likes. It's going to feel really good. That's a bad impression. Stumbo's Media Outlet. Ian, what's up, Ian? Thanks for being here. Thanks for being back. Awesome. What do you think of Melton? Oh, boy. Missing the SAG and BAFTA long list. I thought May December was just okay in Melton, too. Just saw American Fiction. I loved it. Amazing film. Brown and Wright were awesome, and this movie was great. Top 10. Take care, my friend. Yeah. Listen, Charles Melton, missing SAG, missing BAFTA. I talked about a shakeup in the best supporting actor race and possibly the best actor race. This is maybe the biggest storyline that not a lot of people, everybody's just feeling so safe about Charles Melton missing or getting it, but he missed SAG. That's a big deal. Him and Ruffalo both. And the fact that he missed the BAFTA long list, I don't know, man. I'm starting to feel less safe. I'm starting to think maybe Dafoe and Ruffalo both get in. Maybe Dominic Sessa gets in. Maybe Sterling K. Brown gets in over a Charles Melton. We've seen big shakeups before, but this is one of the biggest I've ever seen. And to be honest with you, I would have never foreseen this specific snub. I thought Charles Melton was a lock. I thought it was Gosling, RDJ, Charles Melton, and the rest, probably Mark Ruffalo. But Ruffalo didn't get SAG either. So we are, oh boy. Yeah, we're in for something crazy here, Ian. I don't know. Brown and Wright were awesome. The movie was great, top 10. So Ian has American Fiction in his top 10. And frankly, Ian, I don't blame you there. Listen, this was a very good movie. You've got to be on board with the type of humor that they're going for, just kind of a play on real life and kind of making fun of how things work. And I loved it, man. I loved the satire. I loved the writing. The dialogue was brilliant. Jeffrey Wright was brilliant. I believe Wright deserves that Oscar nomination just as much as someone like a Bradley Cooper. And so I really love to see that. And that American Fiction, I don't want to say resurgence, but surgence right now could catapult Sterling K. Brown into that list. It really could. So do not be shocked to see Sterling K. Brown get it over a Mark Ruffalo or Charles Melton. And do not be shocked to see Willem Dafoe get in there and Mark Ruffalo not. Woo, it's going to be a time. I got to predict. This is tough, man. I got to predict. I have no clue what I'm going to do. Penelope Cruz getting in the Oscars. I'll always put her in my predictions if she's in play. The Academy loves her as they should. Yeah, Cruz is kind of back in that conversation for me now. I might have her down as a prediction. Ian, I want to say thank you for the super chat, my friend. Thanks for being awesome. Always being a constant supporter of this channel. Leaving right now the biggest super chat of the day at $20. I appreciate it big time, and I hope you have an amazing day. Everybody in your family, I hope you have an amazing year. Rocky McFly is back. Maybe it's because I'm a big Pixar fan, but I feel like Pete Docter should be talked about in terms of best directors of all time. I love this take, Rocky McFly. I love this take. Now let's go over to Pete Docter's. We'll do Letterboxd. I think IMDb would be better, but let's go to Pete Docter's Letterboxd since we've already got Pete Docter pulled up here. And just take a look at the films that he has directed and not even had a hand at in writing, but just directed. Inside Out, Up, Monsters, Inc., Soul. 4 films and a bunch of short films, by the way. 4 films. Is that enough to put somebody in the greatest directors of all time list? I don't know if 4 is enough, but we got to be talking about this guy when it comes to someone who has directed less than 5 movies, okay? Is he one of the greatest directors ever? And not even, animated movies, live action movies. No. Look at those movies. Inside Out, Up, Monsters, Inc., Soul. That is a heck of a list. You're not going to see that, frankly, anywhere. It's an unbelievable list. Felipe says, I think Soul is kind of overrated, but Up and Monsters, Inc. are excellent. Yeah, and that is, look, I've never been as high on Up as other people. I think Up is a really good movie. I've never been as high on Up as other people, but you can't deny its pop culture impact, its cultural impact, and how much other people love that film. I love it. I think it's great. It's not my top 10 Pixar movies, but boy, oh boy, what a list of films. And this is a great point right here from Team Rainbow. Doctor not returning makes me nervous about Inside Out 2. Me too. That's why it wasn't in my top 10 most anticipated movies of the year. If Pete Docter was returning, it would have been. But I love seeing Pete Docter just kind of say, hey, did Monsters, Inc., somebody else take the sequel. I did Inside Out, somebody else take the sequel. That's nice for me because this guy's always thinking originality. Let's go to some of the movies that he's helped write. And this is just as a writer. Same list, but add in Toy Story 2. I didn't know he was a writer on Toy Story 2. That's really impressive, actually. That's really, really impressive. So very cool to see that. That was a nice surprise. And then original writer. Here we go. Original writer of 5 films, Toy Story and WALL-E. So, I don't know. That's pretty impressive. Some of the best Pixar films of all time, and some of those movies were in the conversation for best movies of all time. First 10 minutes of Up is some of the best animated. Yes. The first 10 minutes of Up is a masterpiece. I will use that word, and I do not use that word lightly. Recently fell in love with Richard Linklater's films. My favorite is Boyhood. What's your favorite film of his? Ooh, do I have a Linklater list? Off the top of my head, I have one in mind, but I'm going to do you all the courtesy of, let's see, star, director, seeing if anything beats the Before trilogy here. I don't think anything does, but I want to make sure. Sort by my rating. I do not have a list. Okay. I would say the movie that comes close to beating the Before trilogy. My favorite, Before Sunset and Before Sunrise. I feel like I'm always flipping on those two films. They're both amazing. Before Midnight is definitely my least favorite. I am a School of Rock nut. And I don't think it beats the Before trilogy for me, but I am a School of Rock nut. I think that movie is awesome. It hits every age group. Kids, preteens, teens, young adults. I could show it to my grandma. She would probably think it was funny. I could show it to my grandpa. He would probably put it on mute. That's not the point. The point is, School of Rock is such an awesome movie, and it's such a departure from other things that he's done. Now, is it as impressive as the Before trilogy? I don't know if it is. Boyhood's great as well. It's not my personal favorite. One that I want to mention, though, Everybody Wants Some was really good. Bernie was good. One that I really want to mention is, and Dazed and Confused, obviously. I would put Dazed and Confused behind the Before trilogy and behind School of Rock. One that I want to mention, though, that would probably be in the top 5 or 6, Apollo 10.5. That movie was so special. A Space Age Childhood was so special. Beautiful animation, and it's just a look into that time period that, frankly, I've never seen anything like it before in animated form. So if you haven't seen Apollo 10.5, that film is on YouTube or Netflix. It should still be on Netflix. I don't know. Netflix likes to take things down, but please go check that out if you haven't seen it. School of Rock is fantastic from Kali Wally. School of Rock rocks. It does. It is a movie that works for everyone. Can't wait to see Hitman. Same here, Rin. I'm so pumped for Hitman. That was in my top most anticipated of the last year. It is this year. I can't wait to see it. School of Rock is a 10 out of 10 for me. Before trilogy is so great. Before Sunset, the best, no question. Man, so many great. Real Life says, I wish Viola Davis could get in for air, but she got no hype. Yeah, she was kind of in that conversation for me for a while. I'm like, oh yeah, people are going to talk about her. Nobody did. Nobody talked about her. Very disappointing for me. I thought she gave one of the best supporting actress performances of the year, to be honest with you. Hey, we're at 100 viewers. Listen, I know we've hit 70 likes. That was the goal, right? But if we can hit 80, got to pump them numbers up, baby. Those are rookie numbers. We got to get those numbers up. The next super chat, all right, let's see who we got here, is Jasmine Jones. Have been watching the Percy Jackson series. Really good. Each episode has gotten better and better, and the cast is great. Jasmine, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for being here. Here's what I'll say. I watched the first 2 episodes of Percy Jackson. Really liked it. Really liked it. I've been so busy trying to catch up on The Curse and a couple other shows that I think could make my top list of the year because I got to work on that video. My mom and dad, listen to this, of all things, called me the other night, my dad specifically, and he said, hey, have you watched the Percy Jackson show? And I'm like, yeah, I watched the first 2 episodes. Really good, really enjoying it. He said, I'm all caught up and I'm loving it. And I'm like, what? Mom and dad watching Percy Jackson without a recommendation from me? I'm the movie critic in the family. Why didn't you wait on my recommendation? Well, they saw the Rotten Tomato score. They heard some of the word of mouth. They are loving this show, Jasmine. So I know for a fact you're not alone because my dad is all over Percy Jackson right now. He's like, dude, I love this show. It's fantastic. So really cool to see. I think Percy Jackson so far is really good. Can't wait to continue. Can't wait to hopefully finish it. The Percy Jackson. And I know we have, and I don't know if he's here today, Fashionable Changeling, a big Percy Jackson fan. Percy Jackson books are so nostalgic for me. Really enjoy the show so far. Hope it can continue this way. Well, according to my dad, it's going to. Hey, Austin, you watch the Critics' Choice tonight. I'm going to do what I did for the Golden Globes. I'm going to watch the Critics' Choice on my computer. I'm going to have football going right there. So I'm going to be doing this the whole night. This Critics' Choice, Lions, Rams, Critics' Choice, Lions, Rams. We'll be recording a video, so you guys hopefully will have that tomorrow morning. I'm thinking tomorrow morning is when I get it done. Very excited. I voted. That's why I'm so excited. I actually got an invitation to be there and unfortunately couldn't make it. Some things going on right now, but let me tell you, I am so pumped for the Critics' Choice Awards tonight. So expect a video from me. If you do not have the notification bell hit on the channel, wait, hang on. Be sure to like and subscribe for more. Let's get to the next super chat here. Jasmine, awesome. Film Fiends. Hey, Austin, my man, what's up? Why has Past Lives got no love whatsoever? Amazing performances. Thought we'd at least get some buzz for Greta. Well, I'll say this, Film Fiends. In terms of writing and picture, I think Past Lives is getting love. So I'll say it's getting love, deserved love, one of the best movies of last year. But you mentioned Greta, and you're right. This is a snub after snub after snub. We've gotten a couple of those smaller critics nominations, but this is a performance that is amongst the best of the year. My personal top 5 in that category, top 10 performance of the year. And it's weird to me because, yes, it's a movie that relies on the screenplay, but at the same time, it's a movie that relies on performances. And so for the performances not to get the love that the script is getting, and I'm glad the script is getting it, and it's definitely it's got a shot to win now that Barbie moved out of that category. But man, I'm so surprised Greta's not getting more love. I'm surprised all three of them should be getting more Oscar talk, and all three of them should have a shot at a nomination. So I'm with you, Film Fiends. Great film. Definitely one that's going to relate. Some people are going to relate to it more than others, but there's no denying the script and there's no denying the performances. I've heard some people have issues with the pacing, this and that, whatever. I'm very excited to see what Past Lives inevitably gets and to see it have a chance at winning that Oscar. I think it's going to come down to Past Lives, Anatomy of a Fall, and The Holdovers. It's going to be a good category, man, because Barbie's out of there now. Barbie's gone. See you later. Do you think The Holdovers will be nominated for something? Yes, a lot. Paul Giamatti, Divine Joy Randolph, picture, script, maybe a couple of the technicals, and I got my fingers crossed for Dominic Sessa. Tried to get him in there for Critics' Choice. Everything I can do to pump up that performance, because you got a trio there that's amongst the best of the year, and only 2 of the 3 are getting the love. Well, it was Sessa's first performance. Who cares? It's the Adam Sandler argument of, Adam Sandler's a comedy actor. Just because he's good in Uncut Gems doesn't mean he should get an Oscar nomination. If you think like that, you're the problem. If you think that Dominic Sessa shouldn't get a performance because he's young, and it's his first time, you are part of the problem. There is no arguing that, and if you do, you're stupid. So thank you so much. Hopefully Dominic Sessa gets in. Now, if he doesn't get in, I'm not saying it's because he's young. Maybe people just think there are 5 better performances. That's fine. But for those who aren't nominating him because it's his first performance, I don't care. Suck it up and do what's right. Daggone it. Oh, man, I'm so sick. Somebody came out the other day and said, well, I'm not going to watch House of the Dragon because it's just another spinoff show. I watched 10 minutes. It just seems like a cash grab. And I believe that was an Emmy voter or a Golden Globes voter. Who cares who it is? They shouldn't be voting for anything. They shouldn't be voting for anything. Piss off. Find something else to do. Don't vote. If you're going to do that, don't vote. And I'm not saying everybody can see every movie every year, but to refuse to watch something because of a specific reason, there are always valid reasons, but for a reason like, oh, well, it's a spinoff show and we don't need another IP like this. Piss off, disappear. Go back to your mom's basement. All right, let's see. What are you guys talking about? Sorry, Felipe. Great question, by the way. Thanks for being here. All right. Vanessa T. Emma Stone was extraordinary in Poor Things and should win the Oscar over Lily Gladstone. Vanessa, I am still torn. That is a great point. I absolutely love that point. I think Emma Stone was amazing, but should win it over Lily Gladstone. Woo, girl. Woo, Emma Stone. You were good. You were amazing. And I think I have you at number 1, but to be so confident. Look, if Lily Gladstone wins, I am going to be happy regardless. I'm going to be happy with Lily. I'm going to be happy with Emma. I think it's one of those two, both spectacular performances. I love what I'm seeing and hearing from Lily Gladstone as a human being. I love it. And so to see that success, I believe that deserves to be rewarded. But at the same time, Emma Stone gives the best performance of her career. So who would I vote for? I think I'm with you, Vanessa. But I am going to be happy either way. I think both are deserving. I believe both are the top dogs in that dogs, baby, in that category. So let's see what happens. I don't think Lily Gladstone will win. Emma Stone is getting all the love. Yeah, and that's the thing. Emma Stone's getting all the love, but I wouldn't be shocked, man. I wouldn't be shocked. I think there's just a little bit of support there that could be surging come Oscar time, at the right time, come voting time. We'll see what happens. Hi, Austin. What do you think is a movie with the best action sequences? Oh, boy. I think of Terminator 2. I think of John Wick. I think of, my Lord, my head goes all over the place. The best action sequences of all time. Some great classic action sequences. Some of the shootouts in, your classic Scorsese movies like Goodfellas. The Heat shootout, the action sequence in Heat, one of the greatest of all time. God, I've been in a mood. And I don't know if it's I watched Ferrari. Ferrari's fine. I didn't love it, but I'm in a Michael Mann mood. I really want to watch Heat and just kind of relive that experience because that's one of the best action sequences of all time. Old Boy. Somebody mentioned Old Boy. That is at the top of the list. The Raid movies, 100%. Mad Max Fury Road, 100%. All of those in the conversation. You think of television, man, I go to a show like Daredevil. Some of those hallway fights in Daredevil on TV are just phenomenal. A couple of those shootouts in Breaking Bad. Man, we got some legendary fight sequences just in the last 20 years. It's really fun to see. Let's see here. We got another super chat. Man, so many good questions today. I love your all's questions. Fardeen, in a perfect world, the beekeeper has an Oscar. Look, Fardeen, I'm not going to say you're crazy for that take. It's in the realm of possibility that you are crazy for that take. I love you, Fardeen. You're always here asking great questions. Should the beekeeper have an Oscar? Absolutely. Jason Statham going around, kicking ace, making honey. No, that was stupid. Being his best, creating buzz for an Oscar with his wingman. And he does he gets arrested, so he's in stripes because stripes are on bees. What else? Did I say buzzing? Yeah, I said that already. I don't know anymore. But yes, in the perfect world, The Beekeeper does have an Oscar, wins the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor because he's not the main actor. The bees are the leads in that movie. God, I woke up too early this morning. I had to feed my child. She's got to eat, daggone it. I can't sleep through her going, da, 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 da. It's the cutest thing. The second she does it, 6 a.m., I'm like, I'm awake. She's being cute. I got to go see the cuteness. Let's go see the cuteness. And it's always cute. And I wake up and I see her face and she's smiling. I'm just like, God, she's just, I don't know. I'm in love. Here, let me find this really cute picture of Riley in the grocery store yesterday. I don't care. I don't care if you don't want to see it. It's just so cute. Look at this. Wait, hang on. Let me turn the brightness down. Hang on. Look at the, can you see the cuteness? Look at that's the cutest thing I've ever seen. What do I do after that? I don't know. All right. What are we talking about? You like jazz? Yes. To be or not to be? That is the question, Jason Statham. Are you the beekeeper that we need? Or are you just another expendable? All right. God, that movie sucked. Okay. Let's see. What's your favorite superhero and superhero movie? Favorite superhero, we'll talk just movie superheroes, okay? I'm a Christian Bale Batman guy. All right. Slowly turning into a Robert Pattinson Batman guy. I'm a Captain America guy. Chris Evans, Captain America, changed my perception on what Marvel heroes could be. Also Iron Man for sure. Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man. He's the GOAT. He's always been the GOAT, always will be the GOAT. Love him to death. But if I had to choose one, I may go Chris Evans as Captain America. That's my dude. I love him. In terms of superhero movie, it's always been The Dark Knight. Now, there is a possibility that things change, okay? Things could change in the future. We've got some great, somebody said on your left, she's cute. Oh, thanks, guys. Thanks for being sweet. Things could change in the future because, the sequel to The Batman's coming out. Across the Spider-Verse was an amazing movie that's constantly moving up my list. I love Winter Soldier. But the answer right now is The Dark Knight in terms of my favorite superhero movie. But, man, we've got some real bangers over the last 10, 15 years. Kali Wally. When T-Bat H gets nominated for Best Original Feature, Boy and the Heron, do you think it could possibly garner consideration from the Academy to nominate Suzume as well? Kali Wally, that's a fantastic question. As you know, Kali Wally, sorry, my nose itches when I talk a lot. I don't know why. I have a large snout, so it's the vibrations maybe. But that Suzume is one of my favorite animated films of the year. I believe it's my number 2. I think it's my number 2, above The Boy and the Heron. So because The Boy and the Heron is getting so much love, and The Boy and the Heron actually came through and beat Across the Spider-Verse recently. So we've got ourselves a competition, folks. This is a competition. Across the Spider-Verse is not running away with this award. It's not happening. Too bad. Sorry. Oopsie. I think The Boy and the Heron has a shot. And so that is getting so much love. And we saw recently Suzume is starting to pick up a little bit of love. Can it overtake something like an Elemental? Probably not. Can it overtake something like an Nimona? Maybe. But I just don't know. The love for these films that are already firmly in place, and even something like the Mario movie, man. The Mario movie made $1 billion. That made all kinds of money. I just don't know if it's going to have that love. Now, from a quality standpoint, Suzume's up there. It's one of the best movies of the year, in my opinion. It's a fantastic film, very original story. I love the director, so my little bias, but it was in my top 20 of the year. Will it get that ever so coveted Academy Award nomination? Right now, I'm going to say no, but it's always possible. Yeah. Real Life says, but those MFers more likely to nominate Wish. Yeah, I know. Isn't that a shame, man? A movie that is ever so clearly just a copy of other films that have come before it. But because of that banner of the studio, it could get a nomination. I hate that. I don't think it will at this point. I think people are starting to figure out that it's not a good movie. But man, it just sucks. Quality is subjective, but sometimes quality is obvious. That's my standpoint. And Susan May is a good example of that. Great question, Collywally. Great question. Mr. Penguin. We're back, Mr. Penguin. Cheers. Cavity. Okay. Strangest movies you have ever seen. My top 4. The Holy Mountain. The Boxer. I've seen The Boxer. Omen Pie? I don't think I've seen Omen Pie. Is that right? I haven't seen that. A Clockwork Orange. Oh, that's a strange movie. That's a really strange movie. Man, what's the strangest movie I've ever seen? Have you ever seen Eraserhead? That is amongst the strangest movies I've ever seen. The Boxer Omen. What's The Boxer Omen? The Boxer Omen Pie? I don't think I've seen that. What is that? I don't think I've seen that. The Boxer Omen and Pie. Oh, okay. Have I seen Pie? I don't think I've seen Pie. Let's see. Let me know down below if you've seen Eraserhead, man. That is a crazy movie. Pie. I don't think I've seen that. No. Darren Aronofsky. No, I've not seen that. It's on my watch list, man. That's been on my watch list for a while. There's actually a couple of Aronofsky movies that I haven't seen. Have you seen Mother? That is amongst the strangest films I think I've ever seen, to be honest with you. And my calling Eraserhead a strange movie is not me saying it's not good. Look, David Lynch is that type of director. And so, here's a good one. Stalker. I will have you all know, if you haven't seen my list on Letterboxd, Stalker is one of my 100 greatest films of all time, or my 100 favorite films of all time. I'm not going to call it one of the greatest movies ever, but I believe it is. And if I had to rank my greatest movies ever, I would say Stalker is probably top 50, probably top 30, something like that. Fantastic film. Truly a family movie. Show your family. Eraserhead is not my favorite movie. Blue Velvet's great. Yeah, Blue Velvet's a great film. Saltburn, I'd say Saltburn is a strange modern movie, but I wouldn't put it in my strangest movies of all time. But yeah, Saltburn's a good example. Absolutely. Let's get to the next super chat here, guys. Mr. Penguin, great question. Anytime I get to talk about David Lynch, it's a good day. Mr. Flickster, do you think any flicks from last year will be considered cinematic achievements decades from now? God, I wish I could say The Holdovers. I don't think people are going to consider that a cinematic achievement. I think Poor Things could be in the conversation, but for me, Killers may, but Scorsese just has so many movies. When you talk about Scorsese films, I don't think Killers of the Flower Moon will be in that conversation, but it's a great movie, no denying it. I would say Oppenheimer has the best chance. And yes, I'm biased. I'm very biased. But Oppenheimer is a phenomenal film across the board. A lot of people are calling it Nolan's crowning achievement, one of the best directors working right now. People will look back at his resume, and if this wins Best Picture, people will see it as his best work. And I believe it's in that conversation. It's not my personal favorite of his. It's getting there. But that's the one, Mr. Flickster. And I know it's a cliche answer. It's such a conventional, of course it's going to be Oppenheimer. No, yeah, of course it's going to be Oppenheimer. Yeah. I mean, to me, that's obvious. But again, very biased. I love the film. But when you have what a lot of people will consider one of the greatest directors ever, when it's all said and done, for this to be his movie that wins in Best Picture, I think you got to start looking at a movie like that. Someone is spamming L, and I hate to do it. We got to put the user in timeout. We can't spam the L's, and they're gone. All right, sorry about that, guys. Jimbo with Super Chat. Mr. Flickster, great question, by the way. Thank you for the support. It really means a lot. And sorry my answer is so biased, but hey, what do? It's such a good film. Do you think any flicks last year? Jimbo says, do you think Everything Everywhere All at Once will age gracefully? Yeah, I do. It's very original. It's very timely, but it's also one that you could watch 10 years from now. You could have watched 10 years ago, and it would have had a very similar impact because of the themes, part of that being family, the mother-daughter relationship in there, but also the originality. How cool of a sci-fi movie it is, how cool of an action movie it is, how cool of a comedy it is. It spans multiple genres, and it does it all brilliantly. It's a film that will stand the test of time, I believe. And on top of all of that, it won Best Picture. I mean, come on, man. It won Best Picture. It's a decade-defining film. I think Team Rainbow says it best. That's a beautiful, beautiful way to put it. Felipe says the best multiverse film is Everything Everywhere All at Once. Cross the Spider-Verse is up there for me. But yeah, it's those two. It's those two. Two just phenomenal films, guys. I love those movies so much. Diego, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. What is your pick for a scene that almost ruined a good movie? That's a good video idea. Let me screenshot this real quick. That's a great... God, I love that idea. That's a great question. The first thing that comes to mind, and some people don't even consider this a good movie because of things like this, is the... what's her name's death? God, I don't even... That's sad. I don't even remember her name. Talia al Ghul's death in The Dark Knight Rises. I think of, and I'm going to comic book movies. That's where my brain goes. I think of that scene, and I'm just like, oh my God, man. It's so awkward. The whole sequence, her monologue, her stupid death sequence, it's so awkward. And I hate it. I think The Dark Knight Rises is a great superhero film. I saw it in the theater 6 times. I loved it. But that scene is so dumb. Another superhero film. I think X-Men, the first X-Men, 2000, is a good movie. Really fun. Some weird dialogue, some questionable character choices, really fun. Had that grittiness, had that darkness. Do you remember the scene where Storm comes up with her lightning and using her stormy powers, and she says, do you know what happens to a toad that gets struck by lightning? In just the worst dialogue, like her voice, that's also terrible, and the dialogue so bad. Same thing that happens to everything else. And I'm just like, oh my God, that's the worst thing I've ever seen in a superhero movie. That's worse than anything in Fantastic. That's worse than anything in Green Lantern. That is awful. So I think that kind of stuff is what keeps that X-Men movie from being great. But I still think it's good. Did a lot of good stuff. But my God, man, my wife and I were watching. So we recently watched, we're going through the X-Men movies, preparing for Deadpool 3. We got to X-Men 2000. Fun. My wife really loves those movies. I really love those movies. But we got to that scene and we knew it was coming. We were holding each other and we're like, oh, come on, man. What are you doing? What are you doing? It's so dumb. It's so dumb. What is a bad scene in a good movie? Can I think of any last year? Were there any bad scenes in movies that I loved? Oppenheimer, no. Holdovers, no. Iron Claw, no. I don't think there was... Maybe Godzilla -1, maybe that ending. That was just a little overly cheesy for me. I'm not going to say it's a bad scene, but... And it was very emotional, and I appreciate that. But they kind of undid some really emotional things that I really liked about the film. Why am I doing this? I do this all the time. Sean Chandler and I, man, the way we move our hands. But we talked about that before. I can't really think of one in my top 10. A couple of scenes in Killers of the Flower Moon that are slow, but they're not bad. So yeah, my brain goes to superhero movies for some reason. And I can't think of any in the ones that I absolutely love. Maybe in The Dark Knight when the Joker walks in with that mask over his face and Harvey didn't recognize him until he takes the mask off. it's not a bad scene because of the stakes, but that moment in my favorite movie of all time, by the way, tied for my favorite movie of all time, that moment's like, oh, why did you do it? It's supposed to be humorous because it's Joker, but I'm like, what are you guys doing? What are you doing? Why are we doing that? It's so dumb. But yeah, man, a lot of which was you do you know a strange movie that you wouldn't think about? The Disney movie Fantasia, amazing but unconventional. Well, we just talked about a couple, Eraserhead. I mean, David Lynch's filmography, I think, could be a strange movie. And somebody said Saltburn from last year, which again, I wouldn't consider that overly strange. I would say, in terms of strange and original, Poor Things was probably that film for me. Original, strange, but in a good way, right? But yeah, there have been a lot of movies over the years that I'm like, that's strange, but I really like it. That's different. Even Mother. People hated Mother. I liked Mother. Midsommar. That's a strange film. Really enjoyed it, though. Let's see, guys. Let's make sure we don't have any new super chats. I don't think we do. We've had 15 today. Collie Wally, Rocky McFly, Rothan, Blake, Stumbo's Media Outlet, Jasmine, Film Fiends, Vanessa, Fardine, Nuclear Venom 45, Mr. Penguin, Mr. Flickster, and Jimbo 10 were today's super chat. So I want to say thank you guys, all of you all, for asking questions, supporting the channel, man. Just know it means a lot to me. It means a lot to the channel. It really does. It helps out big time. So thank you all for that. Thank you for your support. And I believe if we, barring any more super chats, I think that was the last question we're going to get to for today, because I said an hour. I said under an hour. I was thinking 45 minutes. We're at an hour and 10 minutes. That shows you time flies when you're having fun. And it really does. And I want to say to the 100 people watching right now, first of all, if you want to drop a like on this video, that would mean a lot. Get us to 100 likes on today's video. But hey, come back. We're going to do more of these. Come back. Hit the notification bell. I'm telling you guys, this is why we don't have more people on these, because we don't get those alerts out sometimes. Don't know why. It's the way the algorithm works. So if you want to hit that notification bell and have notifications on your phone, I want to say thanks for doing that, but also do it because it makes a big difference on YouTube. We got a big week coming up. Critics' Choice Awards tonight. We got top 10 TV shows of 2023, most anticipated TV shows of 2024, a handful of movies that we are reviewing, and a couple of Netflix shows that I've got kind of lined up for us. So we're going to keep it rolling, man. I'm having a great 2024 so far, barring the pain I'm having in my tooth and elsewhere. But we're getting a lot of content out. And that's what matters. Good luck to my Steelers tomorrow. Oh, God, I'm nervous. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see. They're going to lose, but I had 48 hours of celebrating the loss of the Browns. That's what matters. I'm just kidding. They had a good season. It was fine. It was okay. But we got more spamming. Let's not spam. We're at 99 likes. What do we got to do to get a like around here? Real Life says, listen here, buckaroo. It's been over an hour. I know, Jedi. Time flies when you're having fun. I'm telling you. 100 plus, baby. Let's go. We got 100. 100. Triple digits, baby. I hear some movement upstairs. I think my wife's getting the baby up from her nap. It's going to be a good day. God, I love Flickinger. Why? I hope John's watching. Why do we love him? What does he do? All he does is make great content and have entertaining live streams. What do I do? Have worse content and less entertaining live streams. Don't tell John I said that. I want him to know that there is a stigma of me not rooting for his channel out there. I want him to know that. Just kidding. Love you, John. Congratulations on your engagement. I knew we'd get there, buddy. I knew we'd get there. It took a bit, but we got there. Congrats, pal. Thank you all so much for being here. Seriously, no, don't go. We gotta go. Gotta go. We did it. 100. 100 likes. John has been too silent lately. I agree. We got to get him out of hiding. We got to get John out of his slumber. What do we got to do to get a flick pick in here? Who knows? Hey, if we have enough people asking for it, maybe we'll get John on one of these live streams. Hey, let's do it. Let's get John on one of these live streams. What's he doing right now? Probably nothing. He's probably sleeping. It's 1:30. He's probably sleeping. We got to get his ASS up and bring him on a live stream. Oh, that'd be great. All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you for being here. Thanks for being awesome. Thanks for a good day, good morning, good start to my day, good live stream. Hey, let's go watch some football. We got some good games today. Cowboys and Packers, Rams and Lions. My Steelers made the playoffs, and they're going to lose. But we made it. That's all that matters. Right? Mason Rudolph, lead us to victory, pal. Lead us to... Hey, we're still in it. The Browns aren't. How about that? All that, and we're still in it until tomorrow when we lose. I'm a negative Nancy. If I was there, Flickinger and me would ing is too late. I'm here. Don't know what that means, but you're here. That's all that matters. Chris says, bruh, bye, cheers. Do a collab with Filmstock. I like Filmstock, man. That's a good channel on especially Instagram. Love watching the Instagram reels. You a fan of True Detective? Yes. New season starts tonight. Can't wait to watch it. So excited. I love you guys. Thanks for being here. What do we got? What's the last thing? I need a picture. Hey, we're gonna leave you out on a picture. Okay, here we go. Got a picture of, could be my daughter. No, we're gonna leave you out on this picture. Here we go. Here we go, everybody. It's Joe Flacco in pain. It's Joe Flacco. This is going to come back and bite me right in the butt because the Steelers are going to lose tomorrow. I'm going to leave you with this picture of Joe Flacco in pain. Wait, do we have another super chat? Collie Wally. All right, let's hit. We're back, everybody. 77 strong. Hint water. Forget best stunts for the Oscars. We need best dog. And nominate the pupper in Anatomy of a Fall. Hey, Collie Wally, I got an invite the other day. Look at this crap. Not crap. It's awesome. Look at this. Hang on. You guys can't go anywhere yet. I want you guys to see this invite. Anatomy of a Fall. Going to my emails, of all places. Anatomy of a Fall. Anatomy of a Fall. Look at this. They're having a press conference with the dog from Anatomy of a Fall. It's literally save the date, press day with Anatomy of a Fall's best supporting canine, Snoop, played by Messi, love that name, both in-person and virtual opportunities. Time is limited. I love that. That's awesome. You know what? I actually should do that. I got an invitation. Yes, Collie Wally. Yes. Collie Wally, look at this. They're having a press day with the dog from Anatomy of a Fall. What a good boy. Oh, what a good boy. You know the dog's going to be good when his name is Messi. Yeah, you know the dog's going to be good when we got a dog named Messi. Come on now. So, should I accept the invite to interview the dog from Anatomy of a Fall? Actually, should I do interviews in general? I've had a couple of opportunities. I've always said no because we don't do interviews on this channel, but we could start if you guys want to see that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Who knows? Maybe I'll be lucky enough to go see and interview Keanu Reeves this year. I'm not teasing anything. I'm just saying if that happens a month from now, don't be surprised. So yeah, I'm just saying don't be surprised. And I'm just putting it out there in the ethosphere that there is a chance that could happen. I shouldn't have said that. I don't want to tease you guys and then it doesn't happen. You know what I mean? But there's a chance that it does happen, and there's a chance that I'm going to fly out to do it. I don't know. We'll see. It'd be easier if they would pay for things. You know what I mean? Like, you got to have money to do that kind of stuff. I don't have money. I got a baby. We pay for daycare. I don't know. All right. Love you guys. Thanks for being here. Let me know if you want to see interviews as I leave you. I'm like, hey guys, answer this question in stream. How does that work? That's not fair. I don't know. Did you guys get any ads during this video? There's this new thing on YouTube. They just put ads wherever and it's just random. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if you got any ads. Let me know if you got ads. Let me know if you want me to interview somebody. We'll see. I will break. Collie Wallace said, I will break Rocky McFly's super chat if I have to. Kaliwali, I would never ask you to do that. I don't want you to do that. I just want you to be here. That's all I'm asking, is just for you to be here. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Sean Chandler's underrated. No, Sean Chandler's overrated. No, I'm just kidding. I love Sean. I love talking to Sean. He's a good dude. John's a good dude. Cody Leach is a good dude. I just wished him happy birthday. I was late wishing Cody Leach a happy birthday. He was still very, very nice about it. Felt bad. Real James, it's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Real James. Real James, happy birthday. And happy late birthday, Cody Leach. There you go. Got them both in there. All right. Thank you, guys. Love ya. No, I didn't get ads. Come on, YouTube. I just wanted one. All right. Thank you, guys. See you soon. Where's my child? I need my child. Let's go get her.